Okay, we're live. You are watching the Arsenal Vision podcast hangout. We're live, hanging out, getting ready to talk about the derby. Apparently, we are going to be playing Spurs, and I think the big talking point today is going to be what it'll be like to be at their new stadium, to be in their new ground, experience. What the fuck? They don't have a new ground. They don't have a stadium. They don't have a home. They are homeless. We are playing a team of homeless people. And if anything should be possible for Arsenal Football Club, it should be possible for us to beat a team of homeless people. Having said that, homelessness is obviously a serious issue. So please give to charities that support that, and let's help eradicate homelessness. I'm Elliot Smith. You can block me on Twitter, Yankee Gunner. Clive is here. Clive is not here on video because his technology. So you may have heard on the last podcast, Clive was not able to find his way home. Apparently, no GPS technology, no modern computer technology, but you can find Clive on Twitter, Clive PAFC. Hello, Clive.
Hello. You spelled my Twitter handle wrong, by the way.
I did? Look, hey, that's what my child used to look like. Hey, I'm going to keep that till she's 16, so that when she turns 16 and she brings boys home, I'm going to be like, she used to look like a fucking potato. You still want to date a potato? Are you sure? A potato wearing leopard skin? Really? Scott's here. You can find him on Twitter. _that_crab. Hello, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeehaw indeed, my man. Okay, so let's get started. And the only possibility to start is which Spurs player will score an own goal tomorrow. Clive, I'll start with you. Who do you have scoring the first own goal for Spurs?
I don't know, really. I don't really. It would be nice if Harry Kane was to do something in the other net for a change. I'm hoping his luck's going to run out with us. I think since he's come back in, what naturally happens is all the other players think, the main man's back, and they step off 10%. And funny that 4 games he missed, they won them all. 2 games he's come back, they've lost them both. So I'm hoping that continues.
Yeah, I agree. Scott, you have any thoughts on who the own goal is going to come from?
Oh, I have thoughts. What it's going to be is going to be secret Arsenal fan Moussa Sissoko that, was so desperate to move to the Emirates that he's going to, score a goal for, Arsenal, and he's going to celebrate it crazily.
Where are you looking? Where are you looking?
I guess I need to look at the camera, which is on this side of the phone instead of the other side.
I know you're annoyed because you couldn't get your computer to play nice with.
It's very annoying.
I can see that. It's annoying for me as well. I would like to see you on your high quality tech rig. Scott was bragging to me earlier that he has 2 screens. 2 screens, Scott, huh?
Yeah, I do have 2 screens for both my laptops. So I guess there's a total of 4 screens here.
But neither are working.
No,
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check out the chat. We should hopefully have a chat. Elliot reminds me of that NBA courtside reporter. I'll take it. Why is Clive hiding his face? Clive, speak up for yourself. Why are you hiding your face?
I borrowed my son's laptop, and it's not very powerful. It's old, and I just use it for Skype. And now you've changed technology on me, right?
Yep.
And so if I start video, honestly, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. But I am upgrading very shortly.
Okay. He's upgrading. You heard it. He's upgrading. Okay, so let's get into it. Clive, I'll give it to you. Give me your starting 11. Who's going to start for the Arsenal at the homeless 11?
I had a little think about it today, actually. I didn't think about it last night as I was trying to get myself home. I do think we will go 3 at the back. I'm not sure I would, but I think we will because I think they will. I think they have an injury doubt over Vertonghen, so they're going to play Alderweireld, Sanchez, and Vertonghen at the back. They'll play Aurier, Rose. They'll go Winks, Sissoko if they're both fit. Eriksen in behind. Son running deep, and Kane almost in behind Son as well, flip-flopping between the 2. So we have to sort of match them, right? So I think we'll go Mustafi, Koscielny, Socrates. We have to. I would probably go Maitland-Niles on the right side, and purely because Danny Rose is a sprinter. He's a bit of a bowling ball fullback. He bowls forward, bowls into contact, and you've got to be cute on your feet. You've got to be light on your feet. I think it's important we match him physically and discourage him from running through us. So Maitland-Niles can do that. On the left side, Kolasinac for sure. It's definitely a Xhaka game. It's definitely a Torreira game. It's definitely what I call a second ball game. Spurs, what they do is they go long early, and they make you head it into that space, into Eriksen, into Kane, and they go again from second phase into wide areas or take big shots. So that second ball game is Xhaka and Torreira. I think they're the best two for that. And I'll definitely go Mkhitaryan on ahead, and I would go probably. I want to say Ozil, and I'm 50-50 on this, but I think Ramsey's been saved for this game, so I think Ramsey's going to play, and I think it'll be one forward, and I think it'll be Lacazette.
Why would Mustafi start this game?
I just think he's had a chance to refresh, and when it comes down to it, the way you stop Spurs is you discourage them in high areas, right? Their strength is up top, much like ours, right? And I don't think we have to discourage them with physicality, much like Socrates did in the home game. I think we have to discourage them, and I think you need to set. I've actually thought about playing Mustafi in the center of the three. I think that might be a good move.
Do you think that maybe you're just confused? Again, just a little confused, that starting Mustafi will discourage us, that actually we're the ones who get discouraged by that instead of him. Is it maybe that? Is it that?
You got to trust your players, right? And I think...
Do you?
The way to get the best out of Mustafi, and I think his best period for Arsenal was when he was in the centre of the three. I think I have a feeling for Socrates on the right side of our defence, or Koscielny. It didn't really bother me, but that's a channel that Son will run into, and I don't want him running against Mustafi unless Mustafi can drop off a few yards and then take it that way. So you've got to get Mustafi to see things, right? To see things ahead of him. So I would think about him in the centre of the three. I've seen him there before and I liked him. I'm not one for Monreal in that back three, by the way. You notice he's not in my team. I think he's a weakness. People think about him on the ball, but I think he's a weakness. And I think people run it inside him, outside him. I think it'll be a problem. So I would go with those three.
Back on top. Back on top.
He looks good.
If you start me, I will dive in on Kane and get red card. Why am I Arshavin all of a sudden?
It's not Arshavin. You lost your video there too.
What? Okay, well, did I?
There you go. Now you're back.
Okay. You start me. I kick Harry Kane, but also get red card. That's what I see. Scott, who do you have starting? Oh, fire Mustafi into the sun, does it say?
Yes, so that's Mustafi out.
Mustafi out. Okay, who do you have starting?
So I think we're going to see a pretty similar back five to what we saw against Burnley. I think Lichtsteiner probably comes in for, Carl Jenkinson. I liked that. Actually, it wasn't too bad. I thought that in attack, it actually works pretty well. Kind of, you can kind of move it into a four pretty easily with Monreal moving to the left and, Koscielny being able to really push up to the left.
Clive, your microphone is doing something that sounds like speed farting. Are you speed farting by any chance? No? We'll check back in with Clive in a moment. Keep going, Scott.
All right. So midfield, I think it's going to be Xhaka, Torreira. I think you're going to see, I'm tough. I'm torn between, Ramsey coming in, but I think you might see a Wilby, Mkhitaryan, and then Lacazette. I think that's probably going to be the lineup. That's not necessarily who I would pick, but I think that is going to be what we see. And if that is what the lineup is, I probably won't freak out too badly, partially because it's going to be at 4:30 in the morning and I'm still going to be in a coma.
Yeah, out of curiosity, so what are your thoughts on that? Do you drink? I mean, for those of you who are, over in the UK right now, obviously you're going to drink. I mean yes,
it's, lunchtime, man.
Right, but if so, it's 6:30 for me. It's 4:30 for you. Do you drink for that?
No, I drink coffee.
You drinking coffee for it?
Yeah.
I could go Bloody Mary, I guess. The problem is then
that's a lot of work at 4:30 in the morning.
Candidly, I work tomorrow. So if I go Bloody Mary at 6:30, going to work could be a really bad situation. Clive, who do you think the game turns on for Arsenal? Like if you had to say at the end of the game, this is the guy we're all going to be discussing for better or worse. Who do you think the game turns on? That if this guy has a good game, that could be the turning of the tide for us?
I think it's down to Lacazette. I think his ability to finish. I think it's very important and connect us. I think if you are Unai Emery, what do you want? How do you want this game to go? You want to really shake their confidence. You want to take it to them early. If you ever watch a Spurs game, what they do, they kick the ball back to their defenders and they go bang into the right corner, bang into the left corner. And all they're doing is making the pitch big. And when they make that pitch big, it suits their two sprinters in centre mid, right? It suits Sissoko and Harry Winks, who's a player I don't like, but what he can do, he can sprint to the ball. So you're creating a bigger pitch then, because in small spaces, they're not very technical. So I think it's important that we repel that long ball, get the second balls, progress up the pitch, and really make them defend early. I think their confidence is going to be a little bit low. I think it's very important we make them defend early and make them make clearances and then get second waves of attack. And I think that's why I'm with Scott. If Mkhitaryan and Iwobi start, they're fetters and carriers and they really drive. And I think that will affect their confidence. They're technically quite good. I think we'll get in behind Winks and Sissoko. I think that will cause them danger. So it's very important that Lacazette's having one of his good finishing days, right? So for me, it's Lacazette in it.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I sort of feel like this is one of those games where, in theory, Clive, we'd need the guy running in behind. Now, I think that's just sort of a default reaction, right? You're playing away against a big team, so play the guy who runs in behind. Is that an overly simplistic look at it?
I think
probably.
No, you're absolutely right. But Lacazette can run in behind. He just runs in behind from shorter passes. And so if you've got Iwobi and Mkhitaryan, then you don't mind Lacazette because they will carry the ball to him and slip him in. Right. So he works off those shorter passes and that will work. Let's be honest. There's an issue here. Right. We're talking as fans and we can see the best case scenarios in our minds. But when we go away from home, our chests don't look so big, right? So the first thing we got to do.
Wait, whose chest doesn't look big? You got my attention back. I was zoning out. We
don't walk with swagger into away grounds. We don't do it, right? So every time I forget that feeling that we get when you watch us being meek and mild, miss the first chance, concede the first goal, we have to come from one behind in a top 6 game. If we do, we get a draw. If we don't, we get pumped 3. That's what's been happening for 2-3 years. And so the first things first, right? We need to get some confidence and some swagger in this game. We had it at Manchester United, then blew it when we scored. And we scored and they equalised very quickly. So we never had a chance to strut. We never had that chance to strut. But at Spurs, we have to have that chance to strut. We have to. So if we score, there'll be an interesting 5-10 minutes after that. If we hold it, I think they could go. I really do. I think they could go. I think Spurs are on a bit of a, it may sound crazy, right? They're a few points ahead of us. They've beaten us for the last 2 years in the league and everyone thinks they're the best team in the world. They're 3-0 up against Dortmund, about to hit the Champions League quarterfinals. But I'm telling you, there is an undercurrent at Spurs where they're very concerned about not being in the top 4, very concerned about the debts that the ground is giving them. If Arsenal were to bring them back to 1 point, I'm telling you, you wouldn't be able to get on the talk radios. You just wouldn't be able to get on it. It's just waiting. It's bubbling under me. Trust me.
Do you see that happening?
I would really, probably we're not the best people to ask because I would dearly love it to happen. I'm almost wishing it into existence. There's a problem brewing there and it's just not manifesting itself as quick as I'd hoped because they had 3 more or less last 5-minute wins in the league and that's got them 6 points. You take away even 4 of those points, they're already in the mixer with us, right? So that was my little theory. I thought this would have happened 2-3 weeks ago. But it's happening now, and I think it's really, really important we step through this window of opportunity that's presented to us right now.
All right, Scott, we get it. Elliot's face isn't as bad as his voice. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult to my voice or my face or both.
We have great commenters.
We do have great commenters, and we love you guys for being here. We really do love you. Like we say it, but we actually do. And
we do have good commenters. Actually, we're very lucky with the people
I don't have
that
the
comment.
whiteboard to play with today, so I got to figure out something.
All right. So let's dive into the stats. You got any stats in front of you that you can take a look at? I mean, what's been happening with Spurs? the last couple of games. I mean, you're not here for the way you wear a hat, although I'm a huge fan. What is that a hat of?
So this is the Calicraft brewery here. So yeah.
Oh, look at the high and tight on Scott.
It's actually my man pony.
High sides. Oh, you go man bun?
Yeah.
Trying to go a little Bellerin?
Yeah, inspiration from Hector Bellerin.
Hector, you got a long ways to go, my man. And you're only getting older. You're only getting older.
Young people talking about hair.
Hey, Clive, I still have hair.
Right,
I'm just going to take the W. Okay. So yeah, what stats do we need to know about Spurs and how they've been playing? I mean, it seems like they're on a decline based on the fact that they obviously lost to Burnley, lost to Chelsea. But do the stats bear out the struggles?
Yeah, so I actually was looking at this. Over the last 5 games, so yeah, they've got 9 points from the last 5 games, 3 wins, 2 losses. They are just over a goal difference or an XG difference of 1.8, so barely getting over a 0.5 per game. So of the teams that are chasing them, only Chelsea are worse, but partially. Oh, people are saying my worst hair ever. Oh no, I can't take that. I need to stop looking at the comments. Getting distracted here. So yeah, Spurs not doing good. All sorts of bad form going on. Arsenal actually have the best form of the 4 teams that we're looking at here.
Really?
Yeah. So they're at 9.3 xG, 6.1 xG allowed. So an xG difference of 3.2. Manchester United, although they've gotten 11 points, have been kind of getting by with smoke and mirrors a bit. So they have an xG of 8.4 with a xG allowed of 6.9. So again, they're actually been worse than Spurs over this stretch, even though they've gotten quite a few more points. So none of the teams are playing especially well right now. I would say I think Arsenal probably in the best spot. The other thing that I looked at going forward is that Arsenal actually have probably one of the easiest schedules. Chelsea's is probably slightly easier because they have more home games. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I think Manchester United is probably going to run out of steam here a bit, and I think that Solskjaer's magic's probably going to run out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I certainly think he'll have the job the rest of the season, though. So let's just take a look at what we have coming up. So let's look past Tottenham for a minute. Home to United. We've got the Ren tie, obviously. Put that aside. Home to United, away to Wolves. Home to Newcastle. Away to Everton. Away to Watford. Home to Palace. Away to Leicester. Home to Brighton. Away to Burnley. That segment is called Elliot Reads Our Fixtures. And we are still looking for a sponsor for that segment if you're interested. So, I mean, when you look at it, Clive, it's doable. It's really doable. I want to walk you through these, and I want you to give me points totals. Okay? So I'm gonna name a game, and you're gonna tell me how many points you think we're gonna get from it. Okay?
Okay.
How's that sound?
It sounds good.
You understand the rules so far, as I've explained them to you?
Yeah, but I try to remember what you just said.
Okay. We're on 56 points. So here we go. You ready?
Okay.
Away to Spurs. How many points?
1.
Okay. Home to United.
3.
Okay. Away to Wolves.
3.
Come on. Really? Right.
Yeah, Wolves are tailing off.
Actually, that game's postponed. That game's postponed, it says. So that'll be another time. But it's in there, so that's fine. Home to Newcastle.
3 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Almiron hat trick. We lose that one. 5-1. Away to Everton.
3.
Theo Walcott hat trick there. Watford away. Tricky.
1.
Yeah, that could be a slip up. What do you got for Palace at home? That's got to be 3 points.
Yeah, 3.
Okay. Leicester away.
1.
Home to Brighton.
3.
And away to Burnley.
1.
Really? Okay.
You have us
at 78 points.
And the reason why?
78. Is that top 4? Do you think? 78
I'm
points?
not sure. And I'm being really practical there because maybe if you ask me this after tomorrow, I may have a different answer. I need to be convinced away from home. I have not forgotten West Ham. I've not forgotten Southampton. I've not forgotten Liverpool. I've not forgotten City. You know, this is who we are, and we always get overexcited, myself included. We've got to get our
keep going.
We got to get our strut away from home, right? And I just think if we get it once, if we get this tomorrow, everything else looks better, right? But I'm yet to be convinced. And despite the form we're in, we have a mental block away when it really counts. We have not won a big away game in the top 6. Are we still talking about Man City away? Are we still talking about that when Coughlin was in the team? Is that what we're talking about? I think we are, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah, that was the Coughlin Santi Cazorla masterclass.
Was that 2015?
I wasn't alive then.
Maybe early 2016. So we're 2019 March.
I was sticking to baseball then.
So yeah, I really want to say we'll do it. And I think if we get this result tomorrow, I think it's going to feel a little bit like a downhill race. I think we can go anywhere then and do it. But I think it's important. We need that statement. We need it.
All right, Scott, I want to get your take on the game tomorrow. So as far as like keys to the game, give me your 3 keys to what has to happen for Arsenal to take all 3 points tomorrow.
All right. Probably, I think the biggest one is probably going to be Xhaka not making stupid mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's just something that's going to just be horrible. I could imagine, how badly I could just imagine me just throwing it around and, probably breaking my TV and all sorts of bad stuff. Man, I'm going to do what Clive's doing and just start rapid fire farting all over.
Is that me?
Yeah, you're speed farting, Clive. It's fine. Just you're fine.
The second key, I think, is also goes into midfield, and I think that is going to be where the game is won. Tottenham really kind of strives on a chaotic midfield, and they probably want the game to kind of delve into chaos. So I think that if Arsenal are able to keep control in midfield, they will be probably have the upper hand. I think that's going to be important. I can't expect Arsenal to probably have more possession. I think it's going to be probably a 45-55 with Tottenham having the ball more, but I think when Arsenal do have the ball, it's going to be very important for them to be tidy on it, and this definitely goes into the not make mistakes, and then it's going to really be hoping for good finishing. I think it's going to be a tight affair. I don't see a ton of shots on either side. Arsenal have been averaging between 12 to 13 shots a game, and I imagine Arsenal might be around 10 shots in this game. That's probably where I would stick the over-under at the beginning, and I think that's probably going to be right. So I think it's going to be create a few big chances and hope that they really go in, and I think that Emery's going to try to really stifle Tottenham's attack and hope that they can't get the big chances off either.
Yeah, look, I don't want this to come off as an excuse not to listen to the podcast we just did yesterday. So I'm going to say something I said on the pod, but you still have to listen to the pod, obviously. I think this is a chance for Emery. Look, the pressure is on Spurs, in my opinion. The pressure's on them, right? So they're home. They're getting that reputation again, right, of bottling it because they're bottling it, and they look like the wheels are ready to come off. And so the pressure is on them. They're the ones who are supposed to be the better team. They're the ones with the manager who's supposed to be this great manager. This is their golden generation. And if they lose, then we're breathing down their neck. It's a home game. The pressure is on them. And I could see them being a little nervy, especially at the back where I don't think from a talent standpoint, they're anything special. And I think Lloris has shown that he's got a rick in him too. I'd love to see Emery say, fuck it. I've got nothing to lose here. If I go and beat United in the next game, my top 4 chances are still fine. I've still got the Europa League. Go for it. Play Mkhitaryan and Ozil and Aubameyang up front if that's what you want to do, or play Mkhitaryan and Ozil and Lacazette if that's how you think you have to do it. Be a little bit more aggressive. I think he can afford to not be conservative in this game. And I said it on the pod, and I stand by it, Clive, but that sliding doors moment in the Chelsea game where, we had them on the ropes at halftime and we let them off easy by sinking into a shell to try to protect what we had. This team can't protect a lead. It certainly can't protect a 0-0. Look, if I thought we were a team that could go out and play for a 0-0 and just kill the game and get it, I'd say, you know what? If you can go to Spurs and kill the game and get a 0-0, do it. It's probably the pragmatic solution. We're not that team. So isn't there an argument, Clive, that he should put away everything he knows about coaching this team to this point? We've been fucking horrible on the road anyway. Let's face it. Like, we've not been good on our travels. Why do the thing that hasn't worked? Why not test them, test their nerve, test how they're going to hold up against some real pressure? We have the talent up front. We have the players who can put them under pressure. You know, maybe we sit in a little, but put the attacking talent up front, counterattack at pace, and really see if they shit themselves, because I got half a feeling that they might shit themselves. I mean, isn't there an argument that given that we haven't thrived in a defensive, conservative approach on our travels, and that the pressure's on them, test them, put them under pressure, and really go for it?
Well, you know, I'll think about this game today, and I came up with that team I gave you earlier. But I also came up with a 4-diamond-2 team. All right, and be much more aggressive and do exactly what you say. But the thing that stopped me from saying that first was we got a game on Thursday where we have one striker. We can't afford to lose 2 games in one game. Do you see what I mean? By playing 2 strikers, losing that striker, going into the Rennes game with no first-class recognised centre forward, he's going to play one striker. In the press conference today, they asked him about Ozil. Is he going to play? His response was, we have a series of games ahead. Right, so he has a plan. And these players know which games they're playing in. And there seems to be a bit more of an acceptance from all of the players when it's their turn. I don't know if you can sense it. It's almost like an unwritten. You can sense it, can't you? You can sense it by the way they are, by the way they're in the squad, disappeared at home with the feet up watching soap operas. Do you see what I mean? And then suddenly they reappear again. Guendouzi taken out for no reason, comes back, plays the whole game. Guess what? Xhaka's at home, legs in an ice bath. We know what's coming, right? We know Ozil was played for the full game. Ramsey's sitting there, barely even warming up, right? We know what's coming. Isn't that good? Isn't that good that he's got a plan? Isn't it us that's got to adjust to that thinking? You know, and so if we can go out there, and Ramsey is a player that you can tell.
He is a player. I can confirm. Hang on. ITK moment. Ramsey is a player.
He's a player.
Go ahead. Yes.
He's a player. But he's a player a bit like Ozil, the first thing I look for is their movement and their types of movement. Right. So when Ramsey's moving, you got a player. Right, when he moves well, multiple sprints, multiple positional retakes, pressing the ball, you think, he's playing well. Sometimes he's not playing well, but he's affecting the game and influencing. His on the ball ability is average, but he knows how to affect the game, get on it, move it, connect, get back into spaces, disrupt. Ozil, I didn't think he was playing well up until a week or so ago, but now you see him running in behind centre forwards, running through lines, going beyond the centre forward. As soon as you see that, you know he's back. You know he's back. He's reaching his levels. And I think to get to those levels, we need a level of freshness. And I don't think we can play these players every game anymore with the same formation, same style, philosophy, blah, blah, blah. Those going through your mind, Elliot, right? It's not going to happen. The game's changed. The game has changed. And we're going to have starters, finishers. We're going to share games. There's a lot like rugby at the moment. You have a starting 15 and you have 8 on the bench, and they're the finishers. Right, and it won't be long before we have 4 substitutions in football, and then we'll be able to really utilize these squads in a much better way, and coaches have a greater influence. And that's what we're heading towards, and I like it. Now, when it goes well, we say, oh, what great rotation. Well, it's fantastic. What a great guy. He's tactically flexible. When it goes wrong, it's like, why isn't he playing him? Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? And that is the burden he's going to carry. And that's why I said earlier, Lacazette's the man, because if he scores the goals, we control the story and we go from there.
You mean this guy? Is this the guy you're talking about? Oh, you can see his crotch.
You can see his head now. Yeah. I don't recognize him by his
You didn't recognize him by that?
No.
All right. We're gonna do a quick. What player is this? What player is this? What player is this? This guy, this handsome bastard. Look at him. Look how handsome he is. Oh.
He's got a big game. You know, he missed a chance.
Not the only big thing he's got, man. He's going to have some big bollocks tomorrow. I'll tell you that much. All right, Scott, you ready for predicted? Oh, wait. Oh no.
Of course I'm ready.
Okay, you ready for Predictatron? Hey, let's do a quick check over on the message board. Anybody want a Predictatron from Scott now? Predictatron? Yes? What point total are we on right now? Anybody know what point total we're on?
We are at 56 points.
56 points. All right, you ready for Predictatron, Scott?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. We are on 56 points, and I'm going to bring up our fixtures by typing in Arsenal into a special machine that I have set up. It's called Gogla, and it gives me information at my whim. I am basically like a warlock. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Spurs away.
All right. 1.2 expected points.
Fuck off with that. Seriously?
Actually, 0.
0. Okay. Plus, Arsenal, home to Man United.
1.6 expected points. 3 predicted.
3. Okay. At Wolves.
I'm going to say 1 point. 1.7 expected.
Home to Newcastle.
2 expected. 3 actual.
Okay. This is a ton of fun. At Everton.
1.6 expected. 0 predicted.
Oh, what? We're going to lose to Everton?
I think so.
Will we be the
think
first
it's gonna
team?
be a tough one.
Okay. At Watford.
Everton, man.
At Watford.
At Watford. I think we're going to bounce back and get 3. 1.7 expected.
Home to Palace.
I got 3 for home to Palace. 1.9 expected.
At Leicester.
1.6 expected. 1 predicted.
Home to Brighton.
I got 3. 2 expected.
Away to Burnley.
3. And that's, another 2 expected.
You have us on 76, and I feel like it's 76 and goal difference is going to get top 4 here. I really feel it. So you guys want my Predictatron? Does anybody care about my Predictatron?
Let's go for it. All right, Elliot.
Elliot. Okay. Do you want to keep track of it?
I can keep track of it here. All right.
Okay.
You got against Tottenham.
3.
3. Woof. Big point. 3. All right. What do you got against United?
3.
Oh man, I just think that's 3 all the way down. We got Wolves.
Which home or away?
That is away.
3.
Home to Newcastle.
3.
Away to Everton.
3.2.
3.2. Wow, we're gonna get some bonus points here for good sportsmanship and those
Style.
kind of things.
Well,
All right,
it's going to be a
away to
6-0 victory, so those 6 goals are like a point too because they're goal difference too.
There you go. Home to Watford.
3.
At home to Crystal Palace. It was away to Watford, home to Crystal Palace.
Tough.
Not that it matters.
3.
All right. Let's see. We got away to Leicester.
3.
And Brendan Rodgers. You
3.
can't forget about Brendan Rodgers.
33.
Okay. All right. The big Brighton and Hove Albion, the Seagulls, come into the Emirates.
3.
And then Burnley at the end of the season. Sean Dice and his mighty Burnley.
3.
All right. Let's see. Let's count this up. Let's see. That's 30 points.
We just won the league.
86 points.
30. So 86 points.
86 points. All right. I think that gets top 4. I do. I think that even puts us ahead of Spurs. So
It probably does.
You know what the point is? Everybody calls me negative on Twitter and stuff, and I just predicted us to win every game. 10-0.
Everything's 10-0.
Come on. You guys want to see a magic trick? Anyone? No? Do you want to see a magic trick? Yes?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, Scott, you just real quick. What's your prediction for Rennes? What do you see happening at Rennes while I get the magic trick ready?
All right. So I think it's going to be a draw away. I think it's going to be a scoring draw. So I think we're going to get a 2-2 draw away to Rennes, and then we'll win 2-0 at home at the Emirates.
Yeah, I think that'll be harder than people think. When Arsenal go to France, that's a big deal, right? And everyone's really excited. So, and the players I think they've got their weekend game off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's up with League One doing that? That's not fair.
What happened?
League One giving Rennes.
Yeah, can you believe that? Okay. So let's do a magic trick. You ready for this? All right. So I got a piece of paper here. I'm going to draw a duck on it. Okay. Now I'm not very good at drawing, mind you.
It's a good thing you're good at talking.
Am I though? Oh boy. This is a bad duck. Bad duck. Okay. Yikes. All right, so I've drawn a duck. And okay, can you see my duck that I've drawn?
Yep.
You see it?
Yeah.
All right, you ready? I'm going to point to parts of the duck, and I want you to name what they are, okay?
Okay.
What is that?
Beak.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Is it the wing?
What's that?
The feet.
That?
Is that the beak again?
Mm-hmm. That?
I still believe those are the wings.
That?
The feet.
Okay. So there's only one wing. You see it, right?
Sure.
You see it? Okay. So what is this?
The wing.
What's this?
The beak.
What's this?
The feet.
Okay. I'm going to point to two. I want you to name the two that I'm pointing to, okay?
Beak. Feet. Beak. Feet.
Okay, so do you remember the one I'm not pointing to?
The wing.
But just don't say it. All right, I'm going to do it again. What's this?
The feet.
What's this?
Beak.
Okay, remember the one I didn't point to.
Yes.
I want you to remember the one I didn't point to, okay? So I'm going to roll this up. This is really, really complicated, and I studied magic quite a while to be able to do this, okay? And I'm going to put this on my fingers. Okay, you paying attention? Didn't do anything. No sleight of hand here. Okay, obviously. Are you ready for this, Scott?
I guess so. Let's see it.
Okay. You remember the part of the bird I didn't point to?
Yes.
I want you to say it 6 times fast.
Wing, 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 wing.
Who is it? I mean,
this is high class here.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. All right, Clive, it's time to get serious. I want predictions for tomorrow.
I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I want to say win, and I really want to say win, but I need to be convinced. But I will say, if we were to win this game, I think we could explode as a club. I really do. I really do. I think it could be massive. I can't explain to you. I've been to lots of these games. I cannot explain to you what it's like when you win at White Hart Lane. At Wembley this time. But when you win at Spurs, I just cannot explain it what it's like. And I've seen us win semi-finals at Old Trafford. I've seen us win at Wembley against them. I've seen us win at their ground. And for people who knows what their old ground is like, what that journey is like up Seven Sisters Road, it is amazing. And it's amazing when you win, and when you finally get into the safety of the tube and you get out of there, it's just amazing. So
they don't have a home this time. So now it's just the
they don't have a home
of Wembley.
Wembley's a bit more of a you all come out together type ground, and it's a big long jaw up to the tube station. But for those going and who know what I'm talking about tomorrow, I wish you all the best of luck, because it could be a day to remember.
Yeah, well, we know that Tim will be there, and we'll hear all about it. So, Scott, it's prediction time.
All right, I'm ready. Although I don't think it's going to be good, I did say 0 points this one. I think it's going to be Arsenal 1, Spurs 2.
Arsenal 1, Spurs 2. Goal scores?
I don't know. I don't even want to say. I'm just hoping that I don't wake up and it's an absolute embarrassment.
It won't be. You know why, Scott? It won't be. It's their centre midfield, mate.
And I think that is definitely the key. And I think that's something that Arsenal, I think the Arsenal midfielders, I love the rotation that actually Emery's been doing. I like that he's got 3 guys for 2 spots, and he's been able to keep everybody fresh. And I think that's something that I hope will help, in the game.
That's where we're going to win it. And if we control the second ball and we don't give them shots to the edge of the area, I think we're going to be fine. It's all about second phase, right? And retaining it once you regain it and moving it. Once we move it, we're now talking about, we're not talking about Dembele, we're talking about Harry Winks, who's semi-injured, potentially Wanyama, who hasn't played all season, Vertonghen, who's just about injured, Dyer's injured, out. Dele Alli's surprise factors out, and we are on the up. We really are. This is our moment, right? It really is. You got to walk. Sometimes timing just helps you. The thing about Spurs is they are a fighting club, and at the moment they're feeling like they are the underdog, and that's not expected. And when we're the underdog, we take them. They might come in with that mentality, but if we get that first goal, trust me, they will start kicking and fighting and punching, and that's when I think we can control the ball and take it. So I don't see us losing. I just hope we get the win.
Yeah, me too. Look, I really do think this is a chance for Emery. I think there are a lot of people that have, been giving him the benefit of the doubt, that want to like him, that really want to pull for him. There are some people that have maybe been down on him, but maybe these last 2 games have given them pause. And then some people who I think, have been behind him the whole way. But whoever you are, I think if there are doubters left, I think the chance to win the doubters over is right here. And the way to do it, in my opinion, is like just to go for it. I know that sounds so simplistic, but I mean, there's no downside to going for it tomorrow. The pressure is on them. If we get no points tomorrow, okay, then it comes down to beat Manchester United, right? And that will fix everything. So I just think this is it right here. Go for it. Play Ramsey and Mkhitaryan, or play Ozil and Mkhitaryan, or Ozil and Ramsey, but put players out there who can score. I'd love to see Aubameyang start, but if he's going to go with Lacazette, fine. But, just put them under pressure. I do think that we can win the battle in the middle of the park. I do think that we can cause their backline problems. Where we've struggled this season is not getting enough shots, right? Not putting defenses under pressure that are vulnerable to that. And I hope that we will see us put them under pressure this time around. So we're going to say goodbye. We're going to come back with a post-match podcast, obviously, as always. If you want to sign up for our Patreon and get on the Discord chat for match day, we would love it. We love you. We appreciate whether you do it or not. And of course, we're going to try to do more of this stuff, more of the live Google stuff and the Google stuff, the Google stuff, like a real techie calls it. Live video stuff. We are working, Scott and I actually were working all day today on getting a setup that can look real professional, so that when we do the magic tricks, and when I say, back on top, you can actually see who I'm talking about. Scott, you can find him on Twitter at @O_that_crab. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Clive, you're on Twitter, faceless, just like here, at ClivePAFC. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
My name is Elliot Smith. You should block me on Twitter at Yankee Gunner. And now that you've seen my face, you should block that out. I recommend just pouring bleach in your eyes. It can't possibly hurt. We will be up early to celebrate the Arsenal tomorrow.
Probably not true. I think it would probably hurt quite a bit.
Would it hurt more than seeing our faces, Scott?
No, it wouldn't, but it would still hurt.
Okay. Thank you for interrupting my professional rap there. Appreciate it. We're going to be back with more. Look, it's a big day. It's the Derby day. I feel the nerves already. The good news is it'll be over early in the weekend. So our weekend is either ruined right from the start, or we have a fantastic weekend ahead. So one way or the other, we love you. Up the Arsenal. And we will talk to you after Arsenal 10, Spurs 0.